Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and today we're going to do another pick a card reading for the message you most need to hear right now. So we've got three piles here. This is group 1, the Naked Heart Tarot. This is group 2, the Green Witch Tarot. And this is group 3, the Lunar Soul Tarot. So I'll just give you a minute to have a look at the three different piles and decide which one you want to pick. And then we'll jump into your reading. Okay, so I'm gonna move these out of the way so we can get started. Okay. So hi, group 1, if you chose the Naked Heart Tarot, this is going to be your reading, and we're just going to find out what message you most need to hear today. So I'm just going to shuffle a little bit more. What message do group 1 most need to hear today, please? Okay. Ooh. This is your first card, the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, what message does group 1 most need to hear right now? Oh, and the 6 of Pentacles. Okay. And one more card for group number 1, please. Ooh. Okay, and oh, I nearly dropped it. The Movement of Pentacles. They're called Movement in this deck. So this is this would be the Knight of Pentacles. So all Pentacles in your reading, which is interesting. Okay, so let's take a little minute to tune into this. I'm actually just, I know you can't see me, but I'm going to put my hair up because I'm really hot already. Okay, so you could have been, if you had a specific question that you were thinking about when you chose your deck, this could be something to do with your career, just because, or finances, just because you did get all Pentacles, and they are kind of like the suit of kind of career and money and all things like physical. So, but it doesn't have to be about kind of anything that's like on your mind at the moment. So with the 10 of Pentacles, this is really about like security and, you know, having a really strong stable foundation to like kind of build up like the kind of happy home and, you know, family, and, you know, just kind of having everything around you to make you feel secure. And it's about legacy as well, so like building something that is going to really last for the long term, and even like after you're gone, you know, what you kind of want to leave behind you almost. So with the 10 of Pentacles here, that could be, you know, your focus at the moment, or you're really thinking about your long-term plans and, you know, what you want to create, how you want your life to be for the long term. And there is quite a strong association with family as well. Like you see, you have the elephant here. They're really associated with family, and that kind of the importance of having that like support network around you that are gonna just be there for you, really. So this is like your focus at the moment, or kind of what you need to be focusing on, like your long-term plans and goals. And then with the Six of Pentacles here, I kind of get the feeling that, and I don't know if this is because you're like impatient, or you know, you kind of feel like things are taking you might feel like these goals or aspirations or whatever are taking a really long time to like come to fruition. But it's just the fact that you've got all Pentacles in your spread, and they are like the slowest moving, you know, they're earth energy, so they're the slowest moving suit in a tarot. I kind of get the feeling that maybe you want things to be moving a little bit more quickly than they actually are, and that might be causing you a bit of frustration, because with the Six of Pentacles here, which I love because this kind of looks like Pisces. I think I've said this before, this version of the Six of Pentacles kind of reminds me of the Pisces zodiac symbol, and I am a Pisces, so totally biased, but yeah, it's the meaning of this card is really about balance. You can see like you have obviously two different fish there, swimming in opposite directions, but it's balanced. So it's like, you know, it's like equal give and take. It's, you know, really just keeping things in that kind of balanced state, so that, you know, anything that you are building here for the long term is going to be, you know, it needs to be balanced. It needs to be, that's going to help to keep it stable, essentially, by making sure that and the reason why I'm kind of talking about that is like, if you have been trying to like rush things or push things forward with the Six of Pentacles here, it's almost like you don't need to rush. You don't need to rush this to make it happen, or like force it to happen. You know, it'd be better to take your time with all these Pentacles here, allow things to kind of develop at a sort of natural pace, at the pace they need to, without you kind of forcing and pushing things too much. Obviously you still have to put in effort, you still have to put in work to kind of make whatever it is that you're working on happen, to like realize these goals. Excuse me. But try and do it in a balanced way, so like try not to push too hard. If things kind of taking a while to develop, kind of allow that to happen. And, you know, it's also for you, so you're not burning yourself out by just pushing and like trying to force things through. You're more allowing it to develop, because this is something that's probably going to take a long time. I'm just going to have a sip of my drink. This is going to take a long time to develop, so, you know, it's not just going to all happen in one day. So, you know, you really need to take your time and allow things to develop, like I said, but just try and stay in that kind of balanced energy where you are putting effort in, but it's not burning you out. It's not to the point where, you know, you're like completely exhausted and you can't go on, kind of thing, because you need to be able to sustain this for quite a long time, because all of these cards are talking about a long-term commitment, a long-term, you know, future, a long-term goal. But with the Ten of Pentacles here, you know, it's something that can bring you a lot of success. Like I was saying, it's a happy family, it's security, it's stability, it's kind of all these things that most people really want and want to, you know, look forward to like achieving, but it's not something that you can just achieve overnight. So, you know, make sure you're staying in balance. That's a really important message with the Six of Pentacles there. And then with the Movement or Knight of Pentacles here, I really like this depiction. So, you know, the Knights are all about, they are about movement, obviously, that's why they're called movement in this deck, but you know, they're about progression, they're about communication and moving things forward. But like I said, it's the Knight of Pentacles, the movement of Pentacles, so it's really slow movement. It's the slowest knight in the deck. So, you know, he's not rushing. He's taking his time. You know, with this, like, I don't know if it's some kind of bull or something. I'm not quite sure what. I think it is a bull. But anyway, this animal here is like, you know, almost like a work horse, work, like farm work animal, that's just kind of putting in the slow, steady, committed effort. It's like a little bit at a time. So, you know, whatever it is that your long-term goal is that you're wanting to build, it's not trying to like complete all in a day or complete all in a week or even in a month, but it's doing like a little bit every day, this sustained effort. You know, whether that's like 30 minutes a day towards your goal or whatever makes sense for you, but it's that like sustained commitment is really, really important, because that's what's actually going to get you to your 10 of Pentacles, by just doing a little bit at a time, one step at a time, and to keep going and keep putting the effort in, even when, you know, you might sometimes feel like giving up, or, you know, if you're feeling too overwhelmed and then that's when the 6 of Pentacles comes in to say, okay, maybe today I have a break and, you know, do something else and do something fun, and then tomorrow I come back and I put in my sustained effort again and I keep going, and knowing that all those little small steps are gradually moving you closer and closer towards your goals. And then excuse me, just with these like bushes here in the background, you know, because Pentacles are an earth, the earth element. So, you know, like I was saying before, it's not about pushing really hard or, you know, forcing something to happen, but it's allowing things to develop in their own time. You know, like you can't force a plant or a flower to like grow quicker than, you know, I mean, you can do things to help it grow, but it's going to grow at its own pace, like the pace that it's supposed to be growing at. So, you know, allow that to happen naturally. Keep putting in your sustained effort, but there is like a lot of potential for growth here, because you do have this, you know, like lovely bush kind of thing in the background there. And, you know, we are talking about Pentacles, so they're all about abundance and, you know, wealth in all forms, like can be financial, but, you know, again, with the 10 of Pentacles, it might be just having an amazing support network that makes you feel really valued. And, you know, so it's all kinds of wealth, and, you know, there's so much potential for you to like have that, and to have lots of wealth and lots of growth in, you know, either in your career, or if you're thinking about a particular question, a particular area of your life, in that area. But it is going to take this like sustained commitment, this sustained effort, and that really requires you to like have balance, and so to know when you need to like take a day off, or, you know, take a break, and to not try and force things, but to allow them to happen kind of naturally. So I feel like that's your main message. I'm just going to grab my, I actually don't, okay. Quickly grab my Moonology cards, because I forgot to grab them before we started, and I want to get you a quick advice card if we can before we finish your reading. So here we're going to get you a Moonology advice card. So what is the advice for group 1, please? What advice do we have? Oh, lovely. Prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So again, another very earthy card here, but you know, I just see this as kind of like encouragement. You have got, like I was saying, there is a lot of potential here for wealth, for growth, for this prosperity. And again, you've got this, you know, another like bull type animal. It's just really up to you to kind of put in this persistent effort, like one step at a time. Don't overburden yourself. Don't try and push yourself too far too fast, kind of thing. Just take your time and keep taking those steps forwards, and that's going to bring you here to your prosperity. So I hope you enjoyed that group one. I hope that resonated for you. If it did, please leave me a comment, a like and subscribe, and I hope I see you again. Thanks, group one. Hi group 2, if you chose the Green Witch Tarot, this is your reading. So we're just going to find out what message you most need to hear right now. I'm just going to shuffle a little bit more and pull a few cards for you, find out what message you most need to hear right now. Oh, okay. Starting off with the High Priest. Okay. What message does group 2 most need to hear right now? Ooh. And the Chariot, or the Battle Wagon, as it's called in this deck. And one more card, please, for group 2. What message do they most need to hear right now, please? One more card for group number 2. Okay, nice. The King of Pentacles. Okay. So, just have a sip of my drink while I look at these cards. So you might have quite a lot of kind of big things going on for you at the moment, because there's just 3 cards and you've got 2 major arcana here, your first 2 cards. So starting off with the High Priest. So this is like a spiritual leader, a wise teacher. You know, you see he's like kind of old man, long grey beard and grey hair. It's like, you know, this is really talking about having gained a lot of wisdom through the experiences that you've been through, and, you know, a lot of wisdom, a lot of understanding. Like I said, often like a spiritual leader who is, you know, just able to kind of take everything that they've learned and all of the wisdom that they've gained and kind of help others along on their journeys, on their paths, with, you know, by sharing all this kind of knowledge and wisdom that they've learned. So this is you, group 2. You might not feel like it, or you might, you know, you might wonder how much sort of wisdom you have to share and that kind of thing. But, you know, this card is really like calling you to kind of step up as a leader and not be afraid to kind of share what you've learned and the knowledge you've gained to like help others. And it is, like I said, it is usually kind of associated with being a spiritual leader. So, you know, you don't have to be necessarily talking directly about spirituality, but it's just about, you know, it's kind of saying that you have managed to like build up a stronger connection with like your higher self, or, you know, your guardians, your guides, however you like to think of it, however it resonates for you. But it's about kind of being tapped into that almost like higher knowing, and allowing that to like guide you, allowing that to help inform your decisions. And because of that, you can actually, you know, help a lot of other people, teach a lot of other people how they can do the same thing, you know. So that's what I'm getting from, I'm just looking at the card to see if there's anything else that it like sparks. Just because of the actual like deck that this is from, and the way that this high priest is like depicted, you know, this could also be talking about, you might also have a kind of magical side, and be kind of quite tapped into the sort of nature and, you know, that like natural kind of magic that really anyone can tap into. But, you know, we sort of, a lot of us don't really know how, or, you know, we don't, or we block it out, or we don't, but this is saying that you've kind of mastered that, you are connected to nature, you kind of understand how to tap into that like natural magic inside. So again, this is something that you can help other people to learn, and you can sort of teach other people. And it doesn't even have to be, it can be like getting up and being a teacher, but it doesn't even have to be. It can just be through, you know, your actions and like how you like live your life. You're sort of inspiring other people and showing them like, hey, look, there is another way to do things. You don't have to kind of do what everyone else is doing, and, you know, you can kind of follow this more like spiritual path. Like I said, you can learn to tap into your higher knowing. So that's what I'm getting from your first card. And, you know, I do feel like you're being called to step into this role now. And you have here as your second card, you have the battle wagon, or the chariot, like I said. So, and with the numbers on your cards as well, you've got the high priestess number 5, so that's all to do with like change and transformation. So like I said, with having 2 major arcana here, you know, there could be quite a lot of change happening. There could be a lot of transformation that's gone on, that's allowed you to like come to this kind of higher level of knowing. And then with the chariot, or the battle wagon card, this is number 7 here, you can see. And that's really to do with like, again, it's a very spiritual number. It's to do with you know, I mean, sometimes it can be called like as like a life path number. It can be called like the spiritual loner, which, you know, I'm just laughing at that because 7 is actually my life path number. But it's really about kind of seeking that knowledge, seeking that higher understanding, and, you know, being very connected to all things spiritual, kind of all like higher knowing, your intuition, all of that good stuff. So, you know, I just find it interesting that you have the high priestess here, and then your second card is number 7, which has a lot of those spiritual associations as well. So I do get the feeling that you're probably quite I don't want to say advanced because it's not like a competition, but you know, you probably have done a lot of spiritual work, or you're probably very connected to your spirituality. Or, you know, if that doesn't resonate, it can just be that, you know, you're very connected to nature, you're very in tune, like I said, with your intuition and your higher knowing, and that's kind of coming through quite strongly here. That's why you're showing up as this teacher, this leader, this guide, And by kind of stepping into that role and accepting that role, your second card is saying that's going to really help you to advance forward, because the chariot or the battle wagon is all about fast movement forward, making lots of progress. You know, you can kind of see these horses here, like it's a lot of movement, and it's a very powerful, powerful card. And you see, like, he's got his I don't know if you can see it, like, he has this like wreath on his head, which is, kind of represents like victory and being successful. And also the two horses kind of represent, having control over the different, things that might be trying to pull you in different directions, even within yourself. But you're in charge here, you're in control, you're holding the reins, and you're really driving forwards with this chariot card here. So, it's quite a positive card to have that come up in this like position, because I just really see it as like encouragement that if you kind of have the almost like the courage, because it again, like in this deck it's called the battle wagon, you do need to have some courage to be able to step into this like leadership type of role and kind of to teach and guide others, but it's really gonna move you forward quite quickly. And then over here with your final card, the King of Pentacles, and again you've got another, he's not quite as long as the High Priest, but another grey bearded man here. So you don't have to be a man, it's not about that, but it's about, again, having this kind of wisdom. He is the king, so he's kind of mastered everything that the suit of pentacles represents. So with the pentacles, that's about abundance, finances, it's everything like physical and material, and it's really associated with earth and just everything physical, like I said. So the King of Pentacles is really very abundant, very nurturing kind of energy, like a kind of fatherly type energy, very protective and caring of the people around him. So it's funny, you have these two kind of, like I was saying, there's a lot of like spiritual kind of energies coming through with the first two cards, and then your final card is like he's the master of everything physical. So it's almost like by stepping into your spirituality and stepping into this leadership teacher type role and sharing everything that you've learned, or your kind of higher learning, higher knowledge with people around you, that is actually going to help you master on the physical plane and like come into your mastery here kind of in the 3D, if you like, but yeah, it's going to bring you a lot of abundance and just a lot of security. Like you see, he's kind of sitting on his throne there with the big pentacle. Again, can represent money, but it's abundance in all forms, not just financial, and it's really about security and just having everything that you need and more, basically. So yeah, I think the main message for you is really about kind of stepping into this sort of leadership, this teacher role, and sharing what you've learned and your knowledge and all your wisdom. Like I said, sometimes you can kind of feel like I don't feel that wise. You're probably not an old man, so you feel like is that me? Who am I to kind of tell people what to do? But you don't need to tell people what to do. You're just sharing what you've learned, and that is going to help people, and that is going to really push you forwards with the fast movement forward there with the Chariot, and it's going to bring you a lot of abundance as well. So I think that's your main message today, Group 2. I'm just going to pull you quickly a Moonology Oracle card. I'm going to see if we can get any final advice for Group 2, please. What's the final advice? Ooh. For Group number 2, please. What do they most need to know right now? Come on, one advice card for Pile 2, please. Okay, interesting. So we have here the new moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate. So again, this is quite a spiritual energy. This is kind of, you know, aligning with this High Priestess card, High Priest card here. You know, and talking about allowing your, you know, that strong connection with your higher self, with your higher guidance, you know, to really guide you and to help you kind of figure out how exactly to do this, how to step into this kind of teacher role, because it can be different things for different people. But like I said before, you don't actually need to be directly a teacher. Sometimes it can just be about inspiring others through your actions. So that's your advice here, is to meditate and contemplate and really use that strong spiritual connection that I'm sensing to really help guide you on your path. So I hope that resonated for you, Group 2. If it did, please leave me a comment, like and subscribe, and thank you for letting me read for you today. I hope I see you again next time. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, hi Group 3. If you chose the Lunar Soul Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So I'm just going to shuffle a little bit more, and we're going to find out what message do you most need to hear right now. Ooh, I like this. This came out right away. Ace of Wands. Nice. Love that card. So what message does Group 3 most need to hear right now? Two of Cups. I love these cards, they're so pretty. And one more card for Group number 3, please. What message? Ooh. Oh, amazing. And the Three of Cups. And immediately the first thing that jumps out is you've got, hello, Ace, 2, 3. Look at that beautiful progression. I love it. Okay, let me just tune into these for a second while I have a sip of my drink. Okay, this is really cool. So, I mean, this could actually be to do with a relationship. It doesn't have to be. If you were thinking about something else when you chose your pile, it's still relevant to you. Hopefully it's relevant to you, but just because the cards that came out, you know, it really could be talking about a relationship. Doesn't, you know, it could be romantic, it could be a friendship, but here with the Ace of Wands as your first card, this is really, you know, I love the aces because they're kind of like the seeds of new potential. You know, they're all about potential. It's, you know, the first card of each suit. It's the beginning. So it's like nothing has, you know, not too much has happened yet with this, but it's, the potential is all there. And obviously with this like beautiful sun right here, it's like, you know, ones are all to do with like passion and fire and creativity and drive. So, you know, with the ace, it's like a new beginning, a new opportunity, that is something that has you, you know, feeling very passionate, something that really like lights you up and makes you feel excited. And, you know, these are kind of like the moments that we, you know, just really love to live for, because it's so exciting. You know, when something like this comes along, it's like just like a brand new opportunity that just feel, you know, really lights you up. It's really, you know, just, yeah, fills you full of passion, fills you full of like fire and enthusiasm, and you're like raring to go. But because it's an ace, again, it's, you know, it's potential. So it's like how it develops and how this goes is really up to you. You know, the aces on their own, there's a lot of power and a lot of like energy there, but, you know, it doesn't just kind of magically turn into something. You know, it's up to you to decide how you want to take this energy and use it and kind of nurture it, and what you want to grow that into. So, but very exciting, like first card for you, group 3. I love this. This is just really cool. And then your second card here, you have the Two of Cups. Look at this, absolutely gorgeous. You know, as you can see from like all the imagery on the card, this is, you know, kind of similar to group 1 actually. They had, I don't actually remember what the card was, but they had 6 of Pentacles. All about balance, okay? So that's a really important theme for you at the moment, you know, whatever it is that you were thinking about, or if you weren't thinking anything in particular, then this is probably to do with your relationships. But this is about having balance and, excuse me, you know, really that like equal give and take. You know, like you can see, I just love how this is depicted, but it's like almost like the two opposites, like everything opposite, like you have the moon, the sun, and, you know, dark and light. It's all, but it's like coming together in this perfect balance and this perfect harmony, like represented by that rainbow there. So, you know, this is really about, you know, in your relationships, I would say, because it probably is to do with your relationships. Really, it's like, you know, giving as much as you take. You know, it's not only speaking your truth and kind of being honest and sharing that, but it's also allowing the other person or the other people to kind of have their say too, and really listening and, you know, just basically enjoying this like amazing, you know, balance that is like here, the potential for this amazing balance that's here, that can bring a lot of harmony into your relationships. And, you know, if you're thinking about a specific person, then, you know, again, it's almost like, because cups are to do with like our emotions and our feelings and our intuition, it's like this is someone who really understands you on a really deep level. And, you know, there's a really, I don't know why my camera keeps refocusing, I'm sorry. There's a lot of potential for this kind of incredible relationship where you just really kind of understand each other. And, you know, it's not just on a kind of mental or like superficial level, but it's on a really deep level where you kind of just, you get how the other person feels, you understand each other. You know, it's just really this like meeting of hearts is what I like to think of it with the Two of Cups. It's like, you know, these two people coming together and really just sharing really beautiful connection basically. So that really looks pretty promising. But then especially when, you know, we have the final card here, and like I said, it's 1, 2, 3, like they came out in order. I was shuffling, so I didn't like pick these, that's just how they came out. But that to me says there's a lot of potential here for progression, and kind of natural like growth, one step at a time, 1, 2, 3, you know. So, and as you can see from this card here, I hope you can see, it's a little bit blurry, but the Three of Cups is really about celebration, you know. And like I said, I feel like this, you probably were thinking about your relationships or a relationship, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic thing, because the Three of Cups can often be talking about our friendships, you know, and having a really strong support network of people around you that, you know, just really make you feel loved, make you feel understood. With the Two of Cups here, like, you know, it's almost like finding your tribe, finding your, you know, the people that really get you on that very deep level, that deep emotional, spiritual level, and just really enjoying and like celebrating here with the Three of Cups, celebrating that, you know, amazing connection and how good it feels when we actually get to connect deeply with other people on this level who do really understand us, and you know, we can kind of share with those people in a way that, you know, it's difficult to really share. You know, you just can't really share to that kind of level with people that don't get you like this. Like, you know, you really need to have that like deep understanding of each other. But yeah, so as advice, I would just take this as really kind of enjoying your relationships, your connections, like I said, making sure that, you know, you're being as balanced as possible, kind of giving and receiving, you know, allowing both sides, whether it's you know, just one-on-one relationship or whether it's like a group of friends or whatever, allowing kind of everyone involved to like have their say and speak their truth, but also, you know, listening to, and, you know, just having that balance so that you can, you know, really enjoy this incredible feeling of like support and connectedness that, you know, this is like really beautiful. So I'm very happy for you, group 3, because this is just super cool reading. I hope it resonates with you. But let's quickly pull you a Moonology oracle card and see if we can get a final message or piece of advice for you. So one more advice card or message for group 3, please. Oh. Okay, so this one tried to jump out. So you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. So this is, I mean, this is really beautiful, but I kind of feel like maybe this is, maybe you've struggled to find this kind of level of connection in the past, and you know, have kind of, you might have even questioned like, what, is there something wrong with me? You know, am I kind of not like attractive enough, or not kind of fun to hang around with, or, you know, why do I find it kind of hard to make this connection, or to really feel, you know, to really feel that like deep level of understanding with, you know, the people in my life. Like it just might have been quite a struggle for you, or you might have just had some quite difficult relationships, difficult connections that kind of made you question your self-worth. So this is your reminder here that, you know, you are good enough. Of course you're good enough. And, you know, when you kind of find these people, you know, the right people for you, it will be like this beautiful connection that is just going to make you want to celebrate, because, you know, of course we're not going to have that with every single person that we meet, but There absolutely are people out there for you that you can connect with on that level, and it looks like if you haven't already met them, that's what's going to be happening for you. So I hope that resonated for you, Group 3. I hope you enjoyed that. If it did, please leave me a comment, like and subscribe, and thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again next time.